Welcome back to another edition of the Reckoning Monologues, and this one might be a bit short because there's really not much to say. At least the debate doesn't need to be extended or drug out, but I want to talk about this thread. Time to recruit some Turtle WoW PvPers. Now, I haven't played WoW in a long time, not since my children were small and we all used to play together. But as I understand it, there was a WoW private server called the Turtle server, and Blizzard shut them down. According to Top Monitor, there were, thousands of, 4,000, whatever people that played on that server. And now a lot of them are going to be looking for a new game. And the ideal is, as expressed in this, in the OP here, that some percentage of those players will come here looking for a new game. So the OP says, hey, there will soon be a fair number of PvP-loving players that will be bereft of a home. He goes on to say, I'm not suggesting anything. Then why put up the thread? Just that if your path crossed with such people, point them to ROR. I left a very modest post on TW Discord. That's the Turtle, I guess the Discord for the Turtle WoW server. And there's a lot of talk, man. There was a lot of talk on the Return of Reckoning Discord, and I can't really show any of it because it's the Return of Reckoning Discord. But if you're a member of the Discord, you can see it for yourself. And I read over a lot of it yesterday, and the essence, the feeling that I got from reading the questions asked by people who played on the WoW Turtle server and the extended members of the player base here who actually post on the Return of Reckoning Discord, and that group, those who post on the Return of Reckoning Discord, the makeup of that group are longtime players of Return of Reckoning. And just the gist of reading the responses were, you guys won't like it here. Right? People were asking about the Return of Reckoning server, the PvE content, PvP content, whatever. And the predominant response, although they may not have said exactly those words, you guys won't like it here. But that was the tone. That was the very definite tone, the very definite theme of the majority of answers that were given. You guys will not be happy here. And the underlying theme of those responses is, don't bother to come.
Are you trying to hook up with me?
Oh, what? No. I think that I was just hallucinating.
We should work together.
But what happens if we're the last two standing?
I won't hesitate. This competition is kill or be killed. And I will kill you where you stand. Dead. End of story. Shit ain't personal. Strictly business. You dig? Okay.
Now, why do I sound so negative on this? Because I was here for the first Lazy Peon wave. And I remember I was online the day when a lot of these guys showed up. And it just so happened, I will admit this, that weekend that the Lazy Peon, he put out his video. And hundreds of people signed up, made accounts. And they were all in Tier 1. And there was a live event going on which required all the Tier 2, 3, and 4 players, especially the renowned rank 80 plus guys, to go back to Tier 1 to fight. Talk about bad timing. Now that's a stupid live event anyway. Okay, I'm gonna make my point. The live event which requires the Sovereign geared players to go back to Tier 1 and do stuff, it's a stupid event. It's one of those that just shouldn't be run ever again. But it just happened to be the weekend that the Lazy Peon crowd showed up, and they got the crap beat out of them over and over and over again. And the vast majority of them didn't make it, or didn't stay. They didn't stay past the first couple of weeks. And it was because the player base here just had no mercy, had absolutely no mercy on the new players that were brought in from that video. I don't think it's going to be any different now. So here's my prediction of what's going to happen on Return of Reckoning, based on the fact that the Turtle WoW server has been shut down and there are a few thousand players looking for a new place to go play. Here's my prediction. Somewhere between 0 and 1,000 people from the WoW Turtle server will create an account here. Somewhere between 0 and 1,000 of those players will make it into Tier 2. And within a month at most, all of them will be gone. The server is not welcoming of a large influx of new players. Now that's different from saying that new players aren't welcome here. New players are welcome here if they come in small numbers. if they integrate slowly. But to put a bunch of people coming in, like we had in the Lazy Peon wave, to put a bunch of people coming in all at once, the server, the population, has a tendency to be very parochial about that and react rather negatively. And so my prediction is that the WoW players, they're going to find that they're not happy here. They're going to find that they're not welcome here. And that's a shame, it really is, because we could use a large influx of new players. I mean, the server could really benefit from that. But based on my experience with the server, as I have witnessed it firsthand, I just don't see that happening. I think there'll be there will be a number of players who will come in, they'll tinker around a little bit. When they get out of Tier 1, they'll find they're up against a brutality wall that they don't want to have to suffer through. Or they'll find the nature of the blob content, which is the current meta on the server, to be boring. The PvE enthusiasts will do PvE, but there isn't, compared to what WoW had, there isn't near as much PvE to be done here. And a lot of it is repetitive anyway. And so, as much as I would love to see a new group of players come in and boost the population of the server, which is what we sorely need, it's just not going to happen. As always, thanks for watching.
I found these poisonous berries in the woods. We can eat them and die.
Shit ain't personal. Strictly business. You dig?